If you got no question, then I will ask you. Come now, you ask me first. No question? Okay, then I ask you. Okay, then I ask you. Somebody off the video, is it? Lilia, is it? Oh, okay. All right, now. So I will ask you, I will pick a student. Just now, where did we stop? We stop. Clara? Clara? Okay, now, Clara, please tell me. Okay, if your startup company wants to make a proposal, it will be classified under what view?
Can I ask again?
Faster, too slow.
Private view.
It will be under the private view. Okay, next student. Okay, next student would be, all right, who?
Yes.
If it is from the government department, raise your hand, I cannot see you. Okay, so will be put under what type of bill? Government department.
Government bill.
All right, will be under the government bills. Now, class, please be faster. This is just a very simple knowledge. Okay, now next student. Let me see. Because some students I picked already. I don't want to repeat, Okay, Bajan.
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
if let's say, for example, it comes from the people.
People.
What view is that? From the people.
It's a public view.
Public view. Okay, good. All right, Bridget. Okay, now it comes from the MPs, the ministers.
Private member bills.
Okay, good. Okay, now faster, Okay, now I want it very fast, Okay, give me a minute. Okay, Lilia? Lilia?
She's having
Okay.
Okay.
Lilia? Okay, company.
Yeah.
Faster, too slow. I count 5. 1, 2,
Private view.
all right, private view. Okay, now. Missouri?
Yes.
Government department?
Government view.
Okay, good. Deal? House of Lords?
Private members bill.
Okay, all right. Now, Saxoners? Company? Company?
Private views.
Okay, all right. Now, next student. Aris? Aris, UK citizens.
Citizen is a public view.
Okay, all right. Okay, so you know that actually all the proposals can come from anywhere. And then the government needs to put them into the correct type of bill. Okay, so you understand this part? So we'll move on to the next part. So these are the stages. Altogether, there are 9 stages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 stages. We'll go through one by one. Okay, initial stage. And listen very carefully. Okay, under the initial stage here, the first thing, please write in your assignment. The government will collect the proposals. After collecting the proposals, what the government will do? After collecting the proposals, the government will prepare a document. What document? Green paper and white paper. Green paper means ideas reject, proposals reject. They're not going to proceed and not going to sponsor the bill. And white paper means that they accept and agree to sponsor the bill. And then after preparing the papers, they need to, get the bill drafted. So that is the role of the government in the initial stage and purpose. And next thing is that the second stage is whereby they will have to contact the lawyer. Not any ordinary lawyer, but must be the lawyers from the parliament. It's the parliamentary lawyer. The government will contact the parliamentary lawyer so that the parliamentary lawyer, can draft the bill. Please don't tell me the government is the one to draft the bill. Government is not the one to draft the bill. The bill is drafted by the parliamentary lawyers. If you're going to tell me government is going to draft the bill, I cannot pass you, class. So you must get your facts right, yeah? Okay? Your knowledge must be accurate. So government will contact the lawyers from the parliament, and the parliamentary lawyers would draft the bill. And once the bill is drafted by the lawyers, then they will move on to the next stage, which is the first reading. They will have to organize or set up the first reading meeting. Why do they have to set up this meeting? So, to introduce the bill to the House. All right, they will introduce the bill to the House. Okay, so the House of Commons and the House of Lords, they need to introduce. And in this particular stage here, there's no debate, no discussion. But it's just to introduce the bill, to tell everybody saying that, look, this is the approved bill. These are the ideas. All right, it came from where? All right. And then after that, they will have to set a date for second meeting. And then they have to print the bill. And then they have to inform the public. Please understand the role. I'm telling you, there are many things that the government have to do here. Set up the first reading meeting, introduce it to the House, set the second date, do the printing, inform the public about the bill. So these are the 5 things that the government has to do here. And next, second reading, because during the first reading, I told you, right, no discussion, no voting, everything don't have, right? So in the second reading here, they have to organize the second reading meeting. For what? For the House to discuss the bill, for the House to vote the bill, And all right, you can see here. And for the what is that now? Okay, for the MPs to flag up their concerns. So, but anyway, doesn't matter. In short, it's for the House, all right, to discuss and vote on the bill. Because you can see before in the first reading, there's no discussion, no voting. Then they must discuss about the bill, right? Second reading. So therefore, the government needs to set up the second reading meeting for the House to discuss and vote on the bill. And then after the discussion, after the voting, the government needs to proceed to the next stage, which is the committee stage. In this stage here, all right, there is no committee. So the government has to set up a committee. And then after that, the government has to choose the committee members. The government has to choose the committee members, all right, who will sit in the committee. Why do they need this committee? They need this committee to examine and make changes to the bill. All right, can you see? Because over here, there was voting, right? Discussion and voting in the second reading. So somebody needs to examine. So who? It's the committee. And the government needs to set up this committee for, all right, committee members to examine the bill and to make changes to the bill. And once this thing is done, the government has to report. That's the report stage. The government needs to report to the House. They need to tell the House, right? The House needs to be informed, about what the committee has changed. So they need to report, all right, to the House about the result of the examination and the changes, all right, made by the committee. And then over here, all right, the House would make further amendments if necessary. And once the House have made further amendments, they have to organize the third reading. Okay, they need to organize the third reading. And why they need this third reading meeting? For them to consider the bill again, the amendments. Because you can see here, changes are made here. Can you see that further changes has been made by the House? So they want everybody, all right, to reconsider. They want everybody to reconsider the changes. And this is the final opportunity for the MP to vote. And then, once the changes and the voting has done, the final changes and the final, all right, voting has been done, they will have to submit to the House of Lords. If, let's say, the House of Lords say, okay, I will accept it, they will have to deliver to the Queen. But if they say, no, I disagree, I want some more changes, all right, some more amendments has to be made. If the House of Lords disagree, then it will be sent back to the House of Commons. And the whole process will start again because the House of Lords disagree. The House of Lords reject.
Vâng.
So need to be sent back to the House of Commons and the whole process will start all over again. And if the House of Lords say, okay, no problem, I'll accept, then the government has to, all right, bring it to the monarch under the royal assent. They need to bring it to the monarch for approval because monarch also need to approve. So they bring it to the monarch to approve. And if the monarch approves it, it will become the law. And the government has to inform the public the new law. Okay, maybe they will advertise in the newspaper or they advertise in the TV, on their website or whatever. But no matter what, they have to inform the public about this new law. That's how, all right, statutory law is created. Okay, I have finished. Now you ask me. Before I ask you. Now you ask me. Before I question you.
Can you repeat the report stage?
Okay, the report stage, right? Before the report stage, okay, you have to look at what is before the report stage. Is the committee stage, which means that what the committee members here, they are examining the bill, they have to examine the bill and then make changes to the bill. So the government has to report to the House what the committee has examined and what the committee has made the changes for the House to make consideration and make further amendments. Okay, understand, Ari?
Yes.
Okay, any other question? Anybody? Which stage, you don't understand?
Can you repeat the House of Law stage?
Okay. Tina, is that House of Lords? Now, under the House of Lords, here, can you see, before the House of Lords stage, okay, just now I was explaining to Ari the report stage, right? And they have to make the changes. But after making the changes, the third reading is whereby it is a final chance, all right? That's why they say this is a final stage for the House to make consideration to the bill, and also it's a final chance for the MP to vote before they give it to the House of Lords for approval. And then when they give it to the House of approval, the House of Lords to approve, the House of Lords needs to approve, right? Either yes or no. If they say no, I disagree, then it will be sent back to the House of Commons. The government needs to send it back to the House of Commons, and the whole process will start again. That means they need to discuss again, they need to vote again, the committee member needs to examine again, and you have the second reading and third reading before it comes back to the House of Lords. But if let's say the House of Lords say, okay, no problem, I accept, then the government will bring it to the monarch. That is the royal assent. They bring it to the monarch, and if the monarch says, okay, I approve, it becomes the law. The monarch is the highest authority. It becomes the law, and the government needs to inform the public. Okay, that is the role of the government. Okay, any other question?
Can you explain again the second reading?
Second reading.
Yes.
Okay, now let's look at the second reading. Now, before the second reading, you see it's only the first reading, whereby the government needs to set up the first reading, right? Meeting. But there's no voting here. There's no discussion. They only introduce it to the House. Okay? The House of Lords and House of Commons. And then they have to set up the second reading, do the printing and inform the public. So since there's no discussion in the first reading, so it must be discussed in the second reading. So the government here have to organize the second reading meeting for the House to discuss and vote on the bill. Okay, understand? Understand, Kaylin?
Yes.
All right. So, any question?
Can you repeat when the government prepare the document after that?
Which stage is that?
The first.
The first.
The initial interest.
initial interest, okay, I go back. Initial interest is whereby the first thing the government do is to collect proposals. No proposal cannot draft bill. They need to collect the ideas, right? The ideas can come from anybody, right? Proposal, I already told you, can be from the government department, can be from the citizens, can be from the companies, can be from, the MPs, can be from anywhere and anybody. So they need to collect. Somebody will submit to the government. Government need to collect the proposal and prepare the documents. What documents? Green paper or white paper? Green paper, so you must remember the two colors, green paper and white paper. Green means reject. They disagree with the ideas and they don't want to proceed to draft the bill. They don't want to proceed to sponsor because they need to pay lawyer to draft the bill. So they refuse to sponsor. But if it is a white paper, that means, okay, they agree to, all right, proceed now to draft the bill and to sponsor the bill. So that, what is the purpose? What is the purpose of preparing this document? So that, all right, they can know which one to draft the bill, right? So for draft, what is that? Drafting bill purpose. Okay. Any other question?
Could you explain committee stage?
The committee stage here is whereby, the committee stage is not present. Because different bill has different committee. So now there's no committee and no committee members. So the government has to set up the committee and has to choose who are the committee members to sit inside the committee to become the committee. Why do they need the committee? For them to examine the bill and for them to make changes to the bill. That is the purpose. Any more question? Okay, no more question, my turn, Now, class, for you to pass this outcome, for you to pass this assessment criteria, okay, you look at the assignment brief. Explain the role of the government. Role. Can you see the word role? Can you see the word role? So, in your answer, if there's no role of the government, I cannot pass you. I cannot pass you if there's no role. Which means that you only tell me the process, the purpose cannot pass. Many students fear because no role. And I'm very strict with this. Because you don't know what the government must do, then you finish already. Okay, so now my turn to ask you. Okay, now let's look at let's go back to the wait a minute, why so many students wants to go to the toilet? And let's go to this part here. Wait a minute, where's my slide? Okay, here. Okay, let's go to the initial stage. Okay. Okay, now. Vicky? Vicky, tell me the role of government in first stage. Vicky, raise your hand. Vicky, raise your hand. Tell me the role of government and the purpose. The purpose of its role. This one don't know must because this is P2, huh? I count 5, huh? 1.
Yes.
2.
Because the government is a draft document that says of the
You are not listening. What did I tell class? Before we prepare paper, what must I say? I said, if you don't say that, I will fear you.
Can I say again?
I'm saying that before they prepare paper, they must do something. If you don't tell me that, I'm going to fear you. What must they do?
No, I'm.
Now, class, that's why you think. Now, class, do not think that you read internet or you read, the slides. No need to listen to my lecture. You can pass. You cannot pass if you don't listen to me because I want this thing to be in. Internet did not tell you I want this thing to be in. The slides did not tell you that I want this thing to be in, but I only told you in class. And if you're not listening in class, you think that, no need to listen afterwards. You can just, read on your own. You die. Smart enough, but don't be too smart. You kill yourself.
Editorial interest is my brush document and so in a green paper and white paper is producing drafts and representative views to that interested parties says business can comment.
Vicky,
Yeah.
did I just now say whoever read my slides will die? That's not how you do your assignment. I'm very frustrated with you. Just now I told the class said no reading of slides, no reading of internet. The very most you can only pick up 2 keywords and explain to me clearly your idea. That means you are not paying attention in class. You only show me your behavior, your bad behavior in class.
The government approved the legislation and the document is
Stop. Nothing but rubbish. Which means that actually you're not paying attention. I have to punish you very heavily. You rather get it from me now than don't do the assignment.
Daddy.
You write 100 times, I must pay attention in class. And also 100 times, the role of government. The role of government, all right. The role of government in law making process in all 9 stages. And now you better listen to all the answers of your classmate that I say okay, and you follow this answer to write. If not, I'm going to ask you to sit for oral exam. You see, see who still wants to, sleep in class, idle in class, dream in class. You're not paying attention, you die. Some students here in this class and we are working so hard, to give you knowledge. You just, don't pay attention. How can and how come? Next student. Now, next student, okay, I will pick, River.
Yes, the government will collect the proposal.
Good. This is what I want to hear. You are a good student because you're able to repeat. Okay, some more?
And then they will take the green paper or white paper.
They will prepare the documents, okay? And then after that, what happened?
They will have green paper or white paper.
For what purpose?
To not assess the proposal.
No. To draft the bill. Okay,
Yeah.
why they need to prepare the documents is, basically to get the bill drafted. Okay, the papers they need to submit the papers to the parliamentary lawyers, right? Or the lawyers, right? So they need to prepare the paper to submit to the lawyers. So that is the purpose. Okay, next student. Susie. Next stage.
The draft bill. The purpose.
Roll, government. No roll. Sorry. Wait, no roll, no pass. So you must always say roll first.
Create draft a bill.
Again, you another student, I want to scream at you, is it? Just now I said government is not the one to draft the bill, and now you tell me government role is to draft the bill. How come? Where were your ears? What were you doing when I said that?
Contact lawyer from parliament and the parliament to draft the bill.
Yes. So they have to they must contact the lawyers from the parliament. So they contact the parliamentary lawyers, and the lawyers will draft the bill, not the government. Okay, next student. Okay, next student would be Annie. Next stage. Annie, raise your hand. Next stage.
The forfeiting.
I can't hear you.
The forfeiting.
Photostating. They photostat the bill.
No, the forfeiting.
Okay, first reading. What must the government do here, and for what purpose? Why they do this?
Setting up, introduce the bill.
Set up what?
No.
They set what? You said they set up what?
Set up to introduce a bill.
Annie, how come you don't know they set up what? I call 5. If not, you're going to roll, government, you're going to write 1.
Set up the forfeiting.
I cannot hear you. They set up what?
Set up the first reading.
Yes, they set up the first reading meeting. They need to set up the meeting. So the government is the one to set up the meeting. They set up the meeting for what? Huh? And then you're too slow. I don't know what is going on. Huh? Somebody is giving you the answer, is it? And then you read, you don't understand, is it?
No.
I got 5. 1, 2.
To introduce the view
And then?
and set set a this second reading
And then?
and bring the view.
I cannot hear you.
And bring the view.
Pulling the bill. What do you mean by they have to pull the bill?
Print the
Oh,
bill.
printing. Okay, they print the bill and then?
And inform in the public.
Yes, they need to inform the public. Okay, the next stage. Okay, next student. Misery. Misery?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Please tell me.
The second reading, they organized a second meeting for the for the house.
For what purpose? Why they need this meeting?
What?
Why do they need this meeting? For what purpose?
To discuss and vote the bill for the MP to set up concern.
Okay, all right. So for them to discuss the bill, for them to vote the bill, and then also for them, all right, to make changes. Can you see? And they think changes are needed. So for them also to make changes. Okay, all right, accept. Now, committee stage. Next student. Tracy.
The role is to examine the view.
Think carefully, before I scream at you, You mean the role of the government is to examine the bill? Are you telling me the government will examine the bill?
In commit stage, there is no commit to the government set up commit member to examine and make change to the view.
Yes, government actually they set up the committee. They choose the members in the committee for them to examine, all right, and make changes to the bill. You're correct now. Okay, report stage. Next student. Kaylin.
Yes.
Next stage.
The report stage. The report stage is needed to report the house and make a further amendment to be proposed.
Accuracy is not there. Can you increase your accuracy? Because now the way you tell me, I don't know actually who is the one to consider the bill. Can you reorganize your answer and tell clearly the details?
Yes. The report stage is need to report for the house and make further amendment to be.
Who make further amendments? I don't know who.
House.
The government or the House is the one to make amendments.
The House.
Okay, come say again.
The response states need to be reported for the House and make further amendment to be proposed.
For the House to make. Because the way you say right now, nobody don't know who is supposed to make, to consider and to make changes. So your answer is unclear. I want you to improve in your answer to make it clear. Okay, do it one more time.
Yes. The report states it need to report for the House and make further amendment to be proposed.
Kaylin, okay, I think you try many times.
Yes.
All right, but I want to tell you, if you give me this answer in your assignment, I'm afraid I need to put you in the redo class. Because you have made 4 times attempt, until now, I don't know actually who is supposed to report to who, and who is supposed to change, to make changes, and who is supposed to to consider the bill. I don't know who until now. You are telling me more on the process rather than the role. So, if the role of government is not clear, I need to put you in the redo class. Understand?
Yes.
So you better listen to the other people's answer now. Now, class, when I put you in the redo, don't come back to me to argue. Your answer is the same as other people. Your answer is not the same as other people. But other people's answer is clear. Other students' answer, but your answer is not clear because you left out many words. Do you understand what I mean? It may look the same. In reality, it's different. Indifferent because you did not identify the role, or maybe your English is unclear, make it so unclear that I cannot know what is the role. Understand? Alice, can you please ask Bella to come back to study?
Yes, I will.
And Bella, I want to see up to the shoulder. And Bella, since I call your name, please tell me. All right, you try the report stage. Bella?
Yes.
Give me the answer for report stage. With clarity.
Okay. So the government will return the bill to the House, right?
Continue.
And so they can reconsideration and his.
Don't say they. I don't know who is there. Now, class, you give me unclear answer. I'm going to put you in the redo class. And then after, you don't argue with me. Who is they? You mean the government?
No, the House.
Then can you please use the word House? Start over again.
So the whole House will reconsideration and decision on points.
What do you mean by decision,
And make the decision.
Make what decision? Now, class, you must give details. I don't know what make decision. Make what? Make whether to eat lunch or not, is it? What to cook for dinner? Make what decision? So be focused. Now, next student. Noah, try. Be accurate, Noah. I'm calling you.
What the?
You need
Yes.
the answer. Report stage.
A report test. Report state. The report test. Uh. Same as in common law. Yeah,
So the role of the government is the same as common law.
oh yes.
So the government must do common law.
Um. mm, I think. The same common law is the.
Okay. Enough. Okay, you join, yeah. I think it's Vicky, right? Not Vicky. You join Vicky. You're totally not paying attention. The problem is same as Vicky. You're right, the role of government for all the 9 stages. If your answer is not correct, sit in oral exam. Now, next student. Clara, try. Clara?
Yeah.
Need the answer?
Report stage.
Clara, I count 5. I've been calling your name. I cannot wait for my, everybody cannot wait, their whole life for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No need to give answer. Punishment. Join. The next student. Tina?
The role of government in this stage is return the bill to the house.
Sorry, return the bill to the house. Okay, they will report to the house. Report what?
To the report after is mistake.
Yeah, what do they want to report? What are they supposed to report?
To amendment to the proposed.
I don't understand what you're talking, Now the government needs to report, right, to the house. Report what? Now, can you tell me? Report what?
I think report abuse the after the mistake of this.
Okay, let me help you. So they have to report the result, right? They need to report the result. Okay,
Yes.
of the result, all right, of the committee in terms of the examination and changes, right? They need to tell the house what
Yes.
the committee has changed. You understand what I mean? Otherwise, report to the house for what? What to report to the house? That tell for example, this is the bill. I got no paper here. For example, this is the bill. Okay, this is the bill. Okay, for example, this is the bill. So tell the house, okay, look, this is what, they have to give the bill to the house, telling them that this is what, has been examined by the committee, and these are the changes made by the committee.
Yes.
And then after that, how? And then the house would
Change.
consider, right? They have to consider the bill because now the government has presented the changes, the committee changes to them. So they have to consider. They have to consider the changes and if they want, they can make further changes. So for them to consider and make changes to the bill, for the house to consider and make changes to the house. Okay, Tina, try again. What must the government do here?
The role of government here is return the result of the bill in commit state to change to make change the bill to the house.
I don't understand what you're talking, Why so messy, eh?
I think the role of government is they need to report the result of the committee in terms of the examination and change the right they need to tell to the house.
Okay, so the role of the government is to report to the house the result,
Yes.
okay, of the result of the committee.
Yes.
All right, in terms of the bill examination and the amendments. And then, why do they have to report this thing to the house? What is the purpose of the report?
I think to amendment to the proposal in the next time.
For the house, all right, to consider and make amendments.
Yes.
Okay, all right. I think it's clearer right now. Okay, now the third reading. Okay, third reading. I'll retry.
In the third reading, the government will need to organize to reconsider the changes, and this is the final opportunity for MPs to vote on the bill.
Wait. I'm not so happy with your answer. Can you tell me they organize what?
The third reading needs to organize to
Yes, they
reconsider
organize the third reading meeting. Just now you did not say this. You said they organize to consider the bill. Wrong. So they organize the third meeting for who? This third meeting is for who?
for MPs.
For the house. Okay, for the house to consider. Okay, not only the MPs, because you also have House of Commons. Okay, for the house. So the house here, it covers the House of Lords and House of Commons. So for the house to consider and make changes to the bill, then it's correct. Understand?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, next stage, House of Lords. Dorothy?
So in the estate, if the House of Lords said yes, so the bill can send to
Hey,
the
where's the
bill.
role? What's the role of the government?
I think the people sent to Queen is the government.
Okay, before this, what is the role? After the third reading, what is the role of the government?
The government can report to the House of Lords.
Yes. So after the third reading, they need to submit, right? They need to submit the bill to the House of Lords. For what? Why they need to submit?
To the House of Lords consider that if the bill is okay or not.
Okay, all right. Okay, no problem. And then if the House of Lords say yes and no, what happens?
When the House of Lords say yes, then the bill will send to the Queen. And if the House of Lords said no, then it will send back to the House of Commons. And then we'll start again with step 1 of
yes, all over it will start again. Yes, that means you understand. Okay, you show understanding. Okay, good. All right, now the next stage. Emma, next stage.
Yes, the next step is the role of assent.
I know, what is the role of the government?
The role of assent.
The role of assent. What are you talking? I said, what is the role of the government? You tell me the role of the.
The role of governing is government inform the public when approved. Yes, in become the law.
You give me this answer. You better sit in the redo class. After the House of Lords, what is the role of the government?
This is the role of assent.
I don't understand you.
Right, the role of assent.
Why you keep on telling me the role of royal assent? I'm asking you the role of government after House of Lords stage.
The role of the government in the next stage.
What do they have to do?
The government inform the public.
You better think carefully, yeah? So do you mean that after the House of Lords, then they tell the public that this is the law? Do you mean that? So they ignore the Queen?
When the Queen is agreed. When Queen agreed.
Emma, so the government must submit, right? Or must deliver, or send it to the Queen for approval, right? You know what is your answer now? Your answer is after the House of Lords approve, then they tell the public. How can? The Queen, the Queen is the monarch. And then, no approval from her. How can? Say again.
The role of the government the role is when Queen agrees, so the government will inform the public.
So now you're telling me the role of the Queen. Then what is the role of the government to the Queen?
The role of the government to the Queen.
What is the role of the government to the Queen? Because you keep telling me the role of government to the public. Now I ask you the role of government to the Queen. Tell me.
Bring to the monarch.
Yes. Why so difficult? They have to bring it to the monarch, right? Bring to monarch for what? Why the government must bring to the monarch for what?
For approval.
Yes, for her to approve. For the monarch to approve. And then, what happened?
When approved.
Approved already, how?
get it to become to the law.
Okay, after the Queen approve, all right, it will become the law, and then what happened? Finish. Any more?
Government will inform the public.
Yes. Don't forget their role to the public. That means they have to inform the public about this law. Okay, generally all right. Now, class, okay, so you must, there's something that I want to tell you, that is that your role must be very clear, you know. Okay, you must tell clearly the role. But if you're just going to tell me the process, I don't want to pass you. I tell you honestly, I don't want to pass you. Because I don't know what the government do, you know. You see what I mean? Or your or the role of government is incomplete. That means it's called lack of knowledge, which I'm going to reject your assignment also. So better be careful. Better give as much details as possible in terms of the role, and don't just tell me the process. Okay, it's not going to be acceptable to me. Okay, we finished already. Okay, and this actually, this is for which activity? Okay, and this is for activity, give me a minute. This is for activity 5, P2, role of government in lawmaking process. Tell clearly what the government must do in every stage. Okay, we already finished. You want to use table? Can, no problem. Just write in the answer here. And then you give the citation. So if you don't want to use table, up to you. Because you are the writer. All right, you are the writer, and you can decide. You want to write in paragraph, or you want to give your answer in the table. All right, there's no problem. Any question for me? I already finished this already. No question? Okay, that's good. So which means that actually we completely finished P2 today. And I want you, okay, before we start the party, all right, I want you to do this as your homework. M1, 2M1. Evaluate the effectiveness of the legal system in terms of recent reforms and developments. So my guidelines to you would be this. This is my guideline to you. I make it smaller just in case, okay? M1, effectiveness of the reform. So what is the act? You go and choose one act. And give me what is the previous regulation of this act. And what is the previous regulation before reform. Before reform. Okay? And then what is the current regulation after reform? They make changes. And then after that, you give me the one more. Let me change the layout of this. Give me a minute. Is it design or layout? It should be layout. Okay, size of paper. Give me a minute. Should be orientation. Orientation. Okay, landscape. Okay, and then okay, you do alignment properly, yeah? Okay, you tell me the purpose. Purpose of reform. Okay, what is the purpose of the reform? Explain. Why the government needs to make changes. Okay, give me the advantages of this reform, the disadvantages of this reform. Show me your evaluation. Show me your evaluation. Your evaluation must include judgment and must include conclusion. In your evaluation, you may consider the advantages, the disadvantages. So this is the purpose. Did the government achieve the purpose? And perhaps you want to consider even the impacts on the business operations and decision makings. All right. Of the impacts and impacts on business operation decision making of your startup company. Now, class, if you want to change company now, you better change, because a lot of application. Okay, so in other words, here the advantages of achievement of purpose, impact on operations, and decisions making, okay. Okay, so impacts of the business operations decision making on your startup company and so on and so forth. Then finally, do you think this reform is effective or not effective? Effectiveness, justify. Okay, and then you need to justify your answer. Okay, you better take a photo. Okay, this is my guideline, how you should do your M1. And then what you should do is here. So the next time I see you, which is on the 12th, right? On the 12th of March, okay, you need to present M1. Present M1. Okay, clear, unclear?
Yeah.
Clear about your homework? Clear, huh? Okay, that's good. Okay, now at least the time, I think you can take over from here. And can you tell me who is the MC or DJ?
I think MC is Chọn and DJ Jim. MC is Jim.
Oh, Jim, okay. MC is Jim, and then who's the DJ?
DJ is Dad.
Okay, that. Okay, no problem. And can I have all the names of the singers? Let me write on a piece of paper. I close all my files first, because now there are so many files. I need to close them first because it's very heavy. Wait, now let me close.
And the singer, can you random the list?
Give me a minute. Let me close my files first, because otherwise my computer cannot move because it's very heavy.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm shutting down all my files, closing all my files. Okay, let's look at this page here. Okay, now, can you tell me who's the first singer? Alice, come give me the names of the singers so I can record here.
I think you can run them in the list.
Yeah, I'm writing. So you must tell me who.
So number 1 to number number.
I don't understand what you're saying. You mean you beforehand you did not discuss, is it? You mean now randomly pick? Randomly pick student now?
Can you pick for me?
Okay, I tell you what, okay, because right now you don't have the singers ready, is it? Do you have the singers ready or not ready?
You can pick up everybody in the class.
So everybody can
want?
sing.
What you
Anyone,
want?
everybody can sing in this class. Oh,
Yes.
how nice. Okay, so what you do is that I tell you what, okay, I will give you 3 minutes, all right, and then you give me the list, and then I will write here so that we know who is the singer one after next. Okay, you discuss with the students, you give me the list, and I go to toilet now. So I high tight. Okay, I high tight. I need to go to the toilet now. So I give you 3 minutes, you discuss the student and give me the singer list. Okay?
Can I say the screen, the random wheel?
Yes, please.
Đây rồi. Bây giờ bắt đầu nha các bạn ơi.
Ê, random cái gì đấy?
Random ngày hát.
Người hát á?
Qua. Tao không có ấy đâu. Chịu nha. Số 8 thật tuyệt vời, là bạn nào đây?
Vậy nhìn đã không thể hát được. Lên.
Không có câu hát đủ gì nhá, tao không muốn biết.
Câu được không?
Không được, tao bảo cô đấy, không được đâu. Đấy, người ơi nhỉ?
Hát đi, cô cũng
Hát đi. Hát chẳng cần một ai nữa cũng được. 19 này. Thôi à? Eva. Hạt nhỉ? Rong à? Thứ ba là Nemo. Đều phết nhỉ? Nam nữ xen kẽ phết rồi. Jim Đào ơi, mày thích nói cái gì cũng được. Mày nói I love you cũng được, hay mày nói cái gì cũng được.
Cháu không biết ạ.
Vừa thôi nhá, mặt người ta hỏi quá.
Không sao đâu, tao biết mày không hỏi đâu. Không thể hỏi được.
Jim Đào ạ, nó chó lắm.
DJ Dead mà. Thôi, nhường các bạn đi.
Đi đéo kiểu gì đi mẹ tự nhiên cậu bảo mẹ cậu chí lên mình này. Như đấy thật.
Không sao, mình làm chưa mình. Không nha. Tao không cần biết, tao báo cô lên là thằng Thái Dương thì thôi, nó bảo nó bị Covid à. Không đấy đâu nha, tao không, đấy có bằng chứng Covid tao mới cho không cô nha.
Thế mày báo cô tao Covid luôn nha.
Không nha, này.
Đúng là không là em gì cũng phải hát thôi.
Mày không ấy thì tao cũng cho mày hát.
Ôi tao chịu.
Nhảy TikTok cũng được bạn ơi.
Hôm nào vừa đề cập nhảy TikTok ấy.
Hoặc là nhảy TikTok cũng được, các bạn thích nhảy kiểu gì nhảy.
Mẹ nó thí mình MC rồi nó còn bạn nó dí mình nữa.
15 là ai?
Kìa, thôi. Mày quay đến bao giờ ấy? Một ngày
8 đứa, tao quay 8 đứa, trừ 2 cái thằng này ra.
24 à? Tôi hát có gì tao đệm nhạc cùng cho.
Con chữ của tao đây.
Xem nào, 26 hay 27 đây. 27. Thảo.
Em ơi, suýt tao đấy.
Ơi rồi, thế thì mày càng phải dính. Thôi, là đi, tao ấy lắm. Tao làm bao nhiêu thứ rồi.
Còn bao nhiêu thứ, tốt rồi. Mày lập cái vòng này 2 phút rồi, bao nhiêu thứ á.
Mày sắp tính cái 8 tháng 3 đi.